Hey, how's it going, everybody? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day so far, and maybe, just maybe, you had the opportunity to enjoy this fantastic late season snowfall, extremely late season snowfall that we had. I know it enveloped a good portion of the country. We certainly got it here in Ohio, so I hope you guys have the ability to jump out there, throw that snowsuit on, and enjoy a little bit. But I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity to jump into kind of my top 10 list, 10 of the things that I absolutely love about the car, our Tesla Model Y, and 10 things that I think you guys are gonna love if you decide to pull the trigger and get a Tesla yourself. So sit back, relax, you guys are watching The Tall Tesla Guy. So like I said, I wanted to jump into 10 of the things that I just absolutely love about our car. There's so many really to think about once you get the vehicle, once you start driving it around, once you realize everything that it can do, how comfortable it is, how much fun it is to drive, all that sort of stuff. It's pretty easy to put together that top 10 list. I'm gonna start right out with accessing the vehicle. It's probably one of my favorite parts, and it sounds like an odd thing because I certainly didn't care about accessing it like this previously, but I can say one of the cool things about a Tesla is how exactly you do get into the vehicle. Now, you have two options. You have a card that you get. It's a black Tesla card that you can use, really more or less to give it to your friends if they want to drive, or if you want them to drive, give it to a valet, that sort of thing. I always keep it in my wallet, but I can honestly say that I've never had to take it out. Never had to take it out for myself. How I access the vehicle every time is through the app. The app is right on my phone. In fact, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to open anything up. I don't have to take my phone out, anything like that. It's just always kind of running in the background. I walk over to the vehicle, put my hand on the door handle, push it, it unlocks it immediately and opens the door for me. And then on top of that, it's actually synced to my personal settings for when I get in the car based on the phone. So you can set a priority for when you get in the car. It can actually set the seats for you, the mirrors, everything like that. Even the climate control on the inside, the temperatures, the seat heaters, all that sort of stuff. So it's absolutely number one. It's my favorite part about it. I don't have to do anything. I just walk over to it, it unlocks, I get in, and I'm off to the races. So that actually kind of leads me into the second setting. And I'm gonna jump in the car to kind of show you this a little bit too, but it's driver settings. The driver settings are something that you can do specific. Now, I know a lot of vehicles have them. Well, this is synced to your phone, but you don't have to open anything up. It automatically knows that I walk over to the driver's side, I have the phone in my pocket, open the door, and it automatically changes the seats and gets it all set up for me at 6'5", which is important. My wife is about 5'6", maybe a little bit taller. So the difference between the seat settings, the mirror settings, everything like that is pretty dramatic from one person to the next. So sitting in the car, it automatically changes seats for me. Now, I'm the primary driver, so it doesn't do a lot of changing. Now, if my wife were to jump in here with her phone, it's gonna move the seat up, it's gonna move the side mirrors, it's gonna set her temperature control the way she likes it. We just have it set up to the driver profiles, and then we're off to the races. So it's a super neat feature. It's a comfort feature of the car. Absolutely love it. It's one of those things that, that's why it's so high on my list, right next to keyless entry. Never carrying keys again is fantastic. And then right into the driver profiles. Driver profiles, definitely number 2. It jumps me right into number 3. Now, number 3 is a fantastic thing as well, because like I said, we have a baby seat in the back. Well, with a baby, as you guys know, they come with extra stuff. We have car seats, we have carriers, we have blankets and bags and diapers and all that kind of thing. So it was important to us, and one of the reasons why we went with the Model Y over the Model 3 is that we wanted to have that much more space. We also have a very large dog that rides with us sometimes too, and he sits in the back. So we wanted to make sure we had more than enough storage room. Well, I can say right from the get-go, the Tesla Model Y has more than ample storage room. You're gonna find that any Tesla you get, especially since there's no engine in it, and I'll show you guys that in a second too, you just have the side compartments. You have a deep center well because there's no transmission or anything like that running through the floor. You have ample room for your legs. You have ample room in the back. It's a flat all the way across for their feet. You have the frunk in the front where the engine would typically be. You have the back area, and then you have 2 sub trunks, which is just fantastic. So like I said, the frunk, it's obviously there's no engine in the car because it's an electric vehicle, and I can say I just love saying frunk anyway, but you just have all this storage in here. Now, we actually have a storage container in here. It actually holds, there's a soft-sided cooler, and then there's some compartments that you can kind of see there. But fitting in the frunk itself. But I mean, you have so much space in there. People put fast food in there that they don't want the car to smell. Anything like that you want to put in there. We go to Target, we throw our groceries in there. It's just a amazing storage location for stuff. And then you come to the back of the car and you have even more, because not only do you have the area in the car, but you have all these sub trunks. But since there's no transmission or anything like that, there's also no spare tire. But you have all this extra space in here. Now the Model Y actually has 2 of these sub trunks. This is one of them that you can see here. You have these really deep compartment wells on the sides, both sides of it. This gives you a little bit more storage. We keep our camping mat in here. Actually put our storage bags when we're not using them back here. It's fantastic. You just have so much space back there. Certainly more than I thought we would have initially, but I can say we use just about all of it between our dog back here, the baby stuff, all that kind of stuff. So the space in the storage, number 3 on my list, is absolutely fantastic. Piggybacking on top of the space, and like I said, I am 6'5", 6 feet 5 inches tall. I end up getting into vehicles. It ends up being tricky at times, but as you can see with this car, you just have the room in there. I mean, I can fit in it easily, as I am now. You can see that my legs, there's more than enough room for me to get in here. I'm not hitting the steering wheel. I have plenty of headroom, about 5 inches, I guess, between my head and the panoramic glass roof. But I have enough elbow room, I have enough shoulder room, more than enough room to move my legs around, and it's super comfortable. Now, that actually kind of jumps into the seats, because these seats were actually specifically designed or redesigned from the ground up when Elon started making the Tesla, or they started making Teslas way back when. They didn't want to use any sort of legacy pieces or anything like that. They wanted to redesign it, and he did this around kind of pressure points on the vehicle, right? They wanted to kind of eliminate that. So when you go on these long road trips, you don't have to worry about these pressure points, making it uncomfortable, putting your legs to sleep, all that sort of stuff. So these seats are super, super, super comfortable, and they're more than ample as far as movements. There's about 80 different kind of movements. You can move it around, up, down, all around, lumbar support, all that kind of stuff. And I can say, I was going to do a quick measurement on the seats just to kind of give you an idea of the scope difference. So the back part of the seat, about 36 inches, and the seat itself is actually about 20.5 inches, which is pretty wide. I mean, as you can see here, my legs are pretty long. I'm mostly legs, and it actually goes to just before my knees. You can kind of see that there. So it gives me a good kind of contact and a good support in the seat when I go on those long drives. And I was going to go ahead and jump in there and test it out. Now I have a Volkswagen Passat as well, and that's our gas vehicle. I just wanted to kind of get an idea, just to kind of give you guys a comparison. I know it doesn't match for every vehicle, but it'll let you know what we're doing there. So now I'm sitting in my Volkswagen Passat, and as you can see, it's actually pretty comfortable now. But we had about 20.5 on the Model Y. In fact, these seats, as you can see here, are just over about 19.5. So we got about an extra inch length, I guess, to help support your legs. And then on top of that, we're about 32.5 inches. You can kind of see there, 32.5 inches on the back height. A little bit more in the Model Y, which is really nice. It gives me more comfort. And then the seats are just so plush. Most comfortable seats I've ever sat in by far. As you guys know, you have this huge 17-inch screen that runs, horizontally in the Model Y. Tells you everything about the car, everything that you're trying to do, all that sort of stuff. You also have entertainment. So you have games in here. You can play all these games when the car is stopped and not moving. In fact, some of them you can play while the car is moving, which is odd, but it's really for the passenger. Supercharging at a supercharger station. You got about 20 minutes to load or something like that. You can jump into the theater mode, watch Netflix. You can watch, Tall Tesla Guy videos on YouTube, whatever you want to do. It's a super neat feature of the car. It's a super neat kind of added bonus. And one of the things that you don't find in any other EV is this entertainment feature part of it. I use the games all the time when I'm waiting for my wife to come out of the store or something like that. But like I said, I mean, the infotainment screen, this center kind of CPU of the car tells you everything you need to know, from navigation to car. You can change your music on there, music settings. And if you're looking at it here, obviously the navigation, the map stuff, music stuff, everything from streaming to what song you're listening to, what songs you're playing, radio stations, stuff like that. It's got all your camera views on there. You can see all that there, which is super nice. And then you have, energy usage information that you can get into it. Obviously the phone, and then the toy box being the you know, some of the features people like to talk about, like, you know, making the car fart, which is, you know, is what it is, but it's funny nonetheless. Rainbow Road, that sort of stuff. So, I mean, super neat, awesome features. That definitely made my list at number 4. So it's definitely a top 5 features, the infotainment part of it. So from there, I'm actually gonna jump into my number 5, and number 5 is gonna be the range, right? With the Tesla Model Y, in fact, any Tesla, any EV that you get, one of the most important things for you should be the range. But one of the great things about Tesla is you can take it on these road trips. And they centered it around not only the range that comes with the vehicle, but this supercharger network. Nationwide, everywhere you want to be. And one of the coolest features of the car is that you can do your navigation. Now, if you're using the Tesla in-car navigation, it's actually going to plan a route for you, and it'll plan around the superchargers. It'll plan around how long it takes to charge at each location. Yeah, what you're seeing here, these little lightning bolts are actually supercharger stations. It's actually going to tell you the type of supercharger that's there, whether it's a 250, a version 2, version 3, or 150. It's just a super neat feature in that you can, when you're navigating with it, it'll actually tell you how long you're going to be at them. It'll plan your route based on where they are and limit as you know, much as possible the amount of time you're actually going to be sitting there. So having the ability to access these superchargers, know how fast it's going to charge you each way, is a huge, huge, huge bonus feature of Tesla's versus any other EV. Anywhere you want to be, supercharger is going to be there as well. So that jumps right into my, you know, kind of number 6, and it's an important one though, just because, you know, it is an electric vehicle, as you guys know. So you do have to figure out a way to charge it. Now, there are superchargers everywhere. They're not free, but they are all over the place. But if you didn't want to sit there spending all this time supercharging, another way to do it is to charge at home. Now, the car does actually come with a 110 plug, which is great. It's going to give you about 3 or 4 miles per hour. Now, like I said before, you know, we have about a 60-mile commute, 30 miles each way. So in a 12-hour period, I'm going to more than, you know, recoup that amount of time that I would have spent driving or battery usage or anything like that. So not a problem at all. Now, however, I did want to be able to, you know, jump on road trips and head out there and not ever have to worry about it. So I did have a 240 outlet installed. I'll throw a link into a video from previously about that as well. But it's a NEMA 1450 plug that you actually buy. Now, mine's a little dirty, but you can see it down here. Comes with this. It hooks right into the charger that you get, and then right on the wall, plug it in, you're off to the races. Now, a NEMA 1450 is actually going to, on a 240 outlet, it's going to charge at about 29 to 30 miles per hour. So I can recoup the majority, well, certainly my 60-mile range in a couple hours, but I can recoup, you know, the majority of the entire range of the vehicle in 5, 6, 7 hours, something like that. We do charge most nights. I keep it about 80%, like I said, and then I know that I never have to worry about it. Range anxiety was something that I had coming into having an EV. I can say after about 7 months, I don't even think about it anymore. Going into number 7 is kind of the feel that you get. Now, this is obviously an EV. It's a complete EV. It's not a hybrid or anything like that. There is no engine, all-wheel drive Model Y. So it's got 2 motors in it. So, you know, going all EV, yeah, I wanted it to look good too. And I love the way the Tesla looks. I love the styling on the outside. I love the swoopy part of it, the designs. I love the minimalistic interior. I love the way that it looks. I love the clean design, clean interior, which actually is kind of, you know, 7/8. So going into the styling, the design, the look, the feel of it, the comfort of it, everything that they kind of add to it, you know, is definitely a feature that I love. And it's something that, you know, once you get past it, people talk about all the time, there's no bifurcated dash, there's no heads-up display right in front of it, there's nothing there. So anytime you're looking for, you know, how fast you're going, where you're going, anything like that, you have to look at the infotainment screen. But it's actually located right here on the screen itself. And I noticed that as soon as I go, I see it in my peripheral vision every time I'm driving. So it was never a problem, never an issue for me to have it right there. It just kind of adds to that minimalistic design, and I just love the way that it looks. Real sleek, clean, smooth, everything. It kind of works with the technology. In order to be as minimalistic as it is, you have to have the technology to kind of match it, which is my number 9. It's a super important one. I probably could have made it number 1 because I love, you know, the infotainment center, the features, all that kind of stuff. You know, the technology of the car, there's cameras all around it on the outside. There's actually 8 on the outside of the car, in the back, in the front, on the side door panels. And what they do with that kind of stuff is the technology is already in there. It's already in the software. It's just a software update. Now, it's over-the-air software updates that kind of set Tesla apart. Now, there's, you know, other car companies that do over-the-air updates, but Tesla was really the first and foremost to do it. And they really got it set to push out to everybody so that they can make changes on the fly. They even did an update last year late that actually added some range to the car, about 10%, which was really neat. So over-the-air update, it's like opening a present every time you get in the car, and then you get excited about when there's one there. And they come out every couple of weeks. Sometimes they're just bug fixes, and sometimes they're major changes on the vehicle. So it's something to get excited about when they do it. And that leads me to my final one. Now, this is number 10. It's an exciting part of the vehicle. It's an exciting part of any EV anyway, but it's the Autopilot feature, right? So now we don't have the full self-driving. So we have the standard issue Autopilot. It's going to do everything from, you know, keeping you in the lane. It actually does steering for you on the highways. It'll, you know, adjust the cruise control based on the vehicles in front of you sitting in traffic. And as it is right now, it works out fantastic. Now, full self-driving will actually auto lane change for you. It'll pull you off exits. It'll navigate on city streets, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, just the basic out-of-the-box Autopilot is a fantastic feature of the car. It's something that I actually absolutely love. And then one-pedal drive, and we talked about that in the beginning a little bit. Basically, I can drive the entire vehicle without using the brake pedal at all. But I absolutely love the one-pedal driving. It's a fantastic feature of Teslas and EVs in general. So, you know, that was kind of my top 10 of everything that, you know, I absolutely love about the vehicle. 7 months into it, 7,000 miles, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, hope you guys enjoyed watching. You guys know the routine. Hit that subscribe button. Keep up on the videos. Hit that like button. Let me know what videos you like to see. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, week, month so far. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, guys.